Hello crafters, welcome to today's video. As you can see, I have a block of polystyrene on the table. Now it was, so that was 9.5, so that were 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and a quarter inches long, but I have cut it down just simply by drawing a line down one side and then cutting it with my Tim Holtz shears. So it's 9.5 square. I've got this here so my camera won't have problem focusing. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to be doing a wall hanging, or you can put it on an easel or that type of thing, but it's going to be a pumpkin kind of mixed media, illuminated from the back, wall hanging, or as I say, you can put it on an easel, that type of thing. So I've cut that to size, so that is now 9.5 inches. I will keep the other piece because I'm sure it will come in handy. I've got a piece of my 300 GSM white cardstock. I'm going to leave that there so my camera can focus properly. And I'm just going to have a look online to see if I can see a pumpkin template that I like. Obviously one that's public domain. So I'm going to check to see if I find one that I like, and then I shall draw it on this. This paper is staying this size. I will be doing something with it, so it's going to look like a palette or planks. So we'll see that further into the video. So I'm going to find one I like, and then I'll be right with you. Okay, I found this particular shaped one that I like. So I've sharpened my pencil, and I'm just going to very lightly kind of draw this particular template on this particular piece of cardstock. Now I don't want my lines to be solid. I want them to have movement. It could have come over a little bit, but I don't mind that it's slightly off kilter. That's fine. You know what? I do mind that it's slightly off kilter, so I'm going to turn over and I'm going to draw the center kind of portion first. It was bugging me that it was slightly to one side, so I'm not going to fool myself in believing it's okay, because I know if I carried on I would have disliked it and ended up throwing it away. So I'm not going to do that. I want to use this as in my home decor. So we are going to do the job properly. Now you can, you can print this off onto some large cardstock, or if you want to do a smaller version, you could do that. I'm not happy with the way that turned out. Okay, that's good. I'm liking that shape. So the next thing I am going to do is I'm going to get out some brown, some gold and some orange paint, and using my little paint tray that are stocked in my store. One thing I like about this particular size is that some of the paint trays are too big and they just get in the way. This one's just nice and dinky. So this is an orange ready mixed paint, this is a brown acrylic, and this is a metallic gold acrylic. So I'm going to use all three. I'm using the paint brushes that are stocked in my store. I'm not going to rub out my lines at all, because they are going to add to the character of this particular wall hanging or tabletop decor. So I'm just going to paint, and I'll just fast forward this bit because you don't really want to watch paint dry, do you? Okay, craft, a slight change of plan. I've cut out my pumpkin, as you can see, so I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I'm going to do more with it. So I'm going to put that to one side. Now I've got another piece of this 12 by 12. Now if you guys want this cardstock, now I've used this cardstock to watercolor on. I've painted on it. This cardstock is just amazing. It's a lovely thick cardstock. I don't know what the US equivalent is to 300 ESM. I have tried to find out, but I can never quite get the correct information. Right, I'm going to cut this into 4-inch strips. Excuse me if my head gets in the way. In fact, I'm going to make them slightly smaller than 4-inch. So I'm just lining these pieces of card up to the edge of my trimmer. So I've already taken out about 1/4 inch. Right, now using my vintage photo, and now this is the large pad, I'm going to do the technique to make these look like wood planks. So the more of the pad you put on, the deeper the colour is going to be. So I'm now going to use my lovely ink tool from the very talented Little Acres Creations. I am going to just go around the edges and ink around the edges. The only other thing I'm doing is I'm actually bringing the pad to the cardstock and distressing it heavier in places. Let's get myself a new vintage photo. This one's almost out. And using my pencil again, I'm going to put some little, almost like nail marks, but I need to use a darker brown. So I use my walnut. I don't want them to, be too obvious. Okay. I'm also going to distress around the edge of my pumpkin, and I'm probably going to use the walnut again. So I'm probably going to use the walnut, and again coming in at an angle. Okay, so the idea of this is I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to place these on here so they overhang, and then I'm going to have that one so it overlaps them slightly, and then that's going to go over the top like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this and I'm going to have lights behind it, so the lights will then shine out from behind. So I'm going to attach these. So I'm going to attach these using some of the double-sided foam tape, which I think I'll do is I'm going to put the foam tape on the polystyrene. So I'm going to put 2 lengths at either end. And yes, it's all mucked up there, it's all uneven and messy there, but once this is on display, nobody's going to see it. And it's craft, it's handmade. If you wanted to neaten that up, if you was giving this away or making these for a fair or that type of thing, then you know, please do. But I'm not going to be looking behind there once it's on display. Okay, I'm going to have you I'm going to estimate so I have very similar overhang at the top and bottom. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. One thing that does you have to try and get as perfect as possible is the overhang at the top. So I'm going to line this up as best I can. This is what I should have done. Here you go, crafters, this is the way to do it. Turn them over and then use your mat as the guide. Now I know that they're equal. There you go. I make all the mistakes, so you don't have to. Right, put some of this down the center of this, because this will be the one that goes in the middle. And again, I am going to place this on the straight line. I'm going to turn my piece over and line those up and push it down. So there's, okay, now I need to pierce a hole for the lights to go through. So I'm just going to roughly judge where I need the hole. So I need it there, and I need a big enough hole. Oops, and I've just broken my, oh, I need to get another one of those from Illuminated. I shall get my new one from Illuminated. I've had that one a long time. Worst thing about working with polystyrene is all these little polystyrene bits. Okay. Right, now it comes to the lights. Now I have these battery operated micro lights, which I think are going to work just fine. Now I want this to be on the back, and I want all the lights to be through here. Come on, out you come. Thank you very much. Right, now it's too long. The length that these are, it's too long, so I'm going to double them up, and I'm just going to simply spin them, twist them together and make one light strand, because the length that is currently is just too long. So I'm just spinning it as I've put both of them together. Okay, so that's going to go on there like that, but obviously it needs dimension. So I'm going to put some dimensional foam tape on the back here, and I'm going to do multi-layers. Right, I have my 3 layers of tape on. Now I'm going to adhere these with some Scotch tape and some sellotape. You could use hot glue if you wanted to. I don't think it's necessary to use hot glue because these lights don't get overly hot. Being LED, they're quite low energy. Okay, crafters, it's on the back. Now this video is not as clean and tidy and precise as some of my others, so for that I apologise, but I had this idea in my head and I wanted to bring it to you. It's if I'd done a trial run beforehand, then the video that I brought for you probably would have been a bit sharper and a bit more precise and not so much babbling, but I just wanted to try this and try it on camera, and you know, this is the result. So it may not be a polished video, but I think you get the general idea, and I think if you could recreate this and not make the mistakes that I made, you would end up having a really nice piece of wall decor. Okay, I'm going to insert some batteries. And it's already on, so you get to see what it looks like. So when it gets darker, I will show you this. I will show this. I'll turn this light off. Maybe that will help. When it gets darker, I'll do some video with this on display. But could you imagine this on you know, on a wall in the kitchen? I think it would look lovely. I mean, you could even add some flowers to it. You could add some raffia to it, add some leaves to it. But in all honesty, I think this as it is enough for it to stand out. And I like the lights, and I like the lights emitting from behind. So there's an illuminated piece of wall art for you. Thank you very much for joining me and this roller coaster ride of a video. It's been fun, but I like to do these videos that maybe aren't so polished as some of my other ones, but at least it gets you, I mean, all mistakes that I've made in this video you could rectify, and then you can recreate this without those mistakes. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.